Gospel text last week. Well, basically, you did. But does it hurt to hear something a second time?
No.
Probably not. One of my father's favorite statements growing up, I told you that. I told you that. My mother never used that statement, but my father would use it. I told you that. When I'd ask a question, can I do this? I told you that. I told you. How often do we have to repeat words of discipline to our children who are growing up? I have a hard time quite understanding that we have a grandson who is a second-year student in college. We helped move him into the dormitory yesterday. Of course, a sophomore in college doesn't really want his grandparents to help him move in. He may never find anything ever again in his desk drawer. All I know is when I moved into college, and it was 60 years ago this month, I brought with me just one extra item. I brought with me a portable Victrola, they called it. It was really just a record player. There weren't many of them in the dormitory, so people who had records would come to my room to play. I didn't bring too many other extra things with me. Andrew moved his television set in because at Furman they run cable television to all the dormitory rooms. Now that's an added extra. He brought his computer with him, a couple of printers. He brought his stereo with him and many of his books. He spent several weeks this last summer in the Balkans. He was in Kosovo and Herzegovina as they were studying the culture and the beginning of the First World War. I didn't even know where Kosovo was before he left to go there. Now I know it's just over there. Our granddaughter was in Barcelona and Rome this summer. And I'm fortunate I got to Spartanburg. I came on Highway 29. That's a very scenic route. Probably won't get much further. Maybe we have a vacation place on a lake in Iowa. We might get there later this month. And maybe we won't. Just depends upon what happens around our house. We all have opportunities to do various items in our life. We wake up in the morning and we have choices. I try to read the Greenville paper every morning. The headline story on page 1 was, "How do you wake a child up?" I thought you just said to your child, "Get up." But the whole first paragraph in the article, the woman said, "I sit down next to my son and I pat him on the shoulder and say, 'It's time to get up.' Not, 'Hey you, it's time to get up.' And when he doesn't move much, I shake his shoulder and say, 'What clothes do you want to wear? I'll lay them out for you. That'll be the day. What clothes do you want to wear? It's time to get up.' And then she said, I take his foot and I pull it out from under the covers so that he knows the room is a little cooler than it is under the covers. and I say quietly, it's time to get up. My dad used to flash the light in our room, and all he'd do is shout, it's daylight in the swamp, time to get up. And he didn't always say it that nicely, but we knew it was time to get up. No patting us on the shoulder and gently saying, it's time to get up. You have a choice today. The gospel text talks about Jesus saying, I am the bread of life. What is he actually saying? Is he talking about Holy Communion? Is he talking about that in, with, and under the bread and the wine stands our Lord Jesus Christ? Well, that's not what John was saying in the gospel. John is talking about Jesus himself. He is talking about Jesus that is the food that feeds us, that fills us, that quenches our thirst and makes us hungry no more. Have you ever been so hungry that you didn't know if you'd ever find a meal again? So hungry that you had gone so long without putting something in your mouth to eat that you didn't think you'd ever survive? I felt that way a few times in college. Although I knew that there were 3 meals provided for us in a day. But it never seemed to be quite enough. It was always good enough, but not quite enough. Jesus is not talking about just bread fed to us across the altar rail. He is not just talking about wine into which we are dipping the wafer. He is talking about himself. He is saying, take me. Don't just leave me here. Take me with you. Take me to the back door, to whatever door is the front door to the church. I always come in that door. Is that the front door? Or is this the front door? Nobody's going to help me. I always come in that one. This is the front door. That one. I must come in the back door. Does it make any difference?
Over there. Really.
Whatever door you go out, wherever your car is, you get in your car, you'll go home, probably have a big meal. Maybe you'll go back to work tomorrow. Maybe you're retired and you've got some other things to do. But whatever you do the rest of the day, or tomorrow, or the next day, Jesus is saying, take me with you. Not that he's reaching out to take our hands to usher us down the aisle and back to our car, but Jesus is saying, take me with you. Don't leave me on the altar. Don't leave me behind the rail. Take me with you. That's what the text is about. It's not about being fed to our fullest, where we are no longer hungry for food or bread or drink, but the knowledge that Jesus fills us up. He fills us up and he says, take me with you. For your every word is spoken as if it were my word. Your every deed is done as if it is my deed. Your every effort of life is completed as if I am there with you. Take me. That's the message from the gospel today. It's about Jesus himself. Not just about the food that fills us. It is about Jesus. He is in, with, and under the bread and the wine. He fills us up. So don't forget, when you leave, take him with you. Allow him to speak through your words, live through your actions. Share his love as he has shared himself with you. I am the bread of life. I come down from the heavens as the food has come to me. The Father sends me as he sends you. I am the bread of life. Take me. Allow me to fill your life. That's the good news for today. I hope and I pray that this good news will fill your lives to the fullest, that you would hunger and thirst no more. Thanks be to God for the word of the day. The hymn of the day is "My Hope is Built on Nothing Less."